Second round knockout. Flawless victory, damn near. Did not get taken down. Sean O'Malley, he predicted all of this and he made it all come to fruition. This is why this is a special moment. AJ, would you agree?
Oh, 100%, Derek. This has been a rise from birth, basically, of the Sean O'Malley career. I just saw a Twitter post, man. This dude used to have $50. He was shaving his eyebrows for $50 when he was growing up. Now Sean O'Malley's got gold all around his waist and his neck. This is literally out of a movie.
Yeah, and when it comes down to just how high level this fighter is, I think he put it on full display. But we keep coming back to the same theme. Every fight, it feels like at this point, it's because people cannot put him on his butt and keep him there, right? Aljamain Sterling had an opportunity, and I thought that the biggest issue that we had here was literally the most likely path to victory for Sean O'Malley. Aljamain Sterling stays on the outside. He'll be able to do good work, pick him apart with calf kicks, all that stuff. If he gets close, gets a body lock, clinch, takedown, that's what we were hoping for. But AJ, he got caught in that middle ground. And I want to know how difficult moving forward against the highest level of opposition will it be to stay out of that middle ground and to actually close the distance? Because it seems like nobody can do it. What do you think?
It's going to be the biggest mountain I think that people are going to face against Sean O'Malley with the range he's at, bro. 5'11", 135. He's a tower of a man in that weight class, and as well knows how to use his striking and his timing to create more distance when he wants it, less distance when he doesn't. Bro, that is one of the magic things that Sean O'Malley presents. And if you overextend like Aljo did because you're trying to get to those hips, because that we all know that's your path, easiest path to victory, man, this is going to be one of those moments in a UFC fighter's life that he sees over and over again, continuously happening, always taking advantage of it. I mean, do you see anybody being able to actually get in and clear that middle ground and get to those hips? We saw Aljo almost do it twice, but Sean O'Malley, even in the second round, was able to still stack out and get out of the way. This was a good performance. What do you think, Derek?
I do see a guy, man, and like I mentioned earlier, Merab Dvalishvili, I think that is the guy that's going to be able to do it, because the thing that I noticed here is that Sean O'Malley, at his best, right, fights a very clean technical fight, very, very clean. But the dirtier the fight gets, which is what we saw out of Aljo in the last 10, 15 seconds of the first round, that's when things got interesting. When you're clinching them up and you're just throwing shots over your head, you're not really even looking. Merab can do that all day long, has a monster chin as well, as we have seen. The problem is, all of these guys present openings, and when you give an opening to Sean O'Malley, he capitalizes on the opening. But you cannot do that forever, AJ, right? Like, I'm not even trying to rain on the parade, but I'm just thinking from a logical perspective. Let's just take a very quick step back. For the Aljamain Sterling bettors, now that we're looking back at it, out of 10 times, how many times do you pick Aljamain Sterling? Was it the logical bet? Was it the correct bet to make, and then Sean O'Malley just overcame all circumstance, or were we all just out of our fucking minds?
No, Derek, I agree with you. We're all kind of on the logical page, man, because 8 out of 10 times I would choose Sean O'Malley. And just for a little clarity, folks, on when I sent it on the Discord, that's the Sean O'Malley earlier. I would 8 out of 10 times I would choose Aljo Sterling to win this fight. And when I sent it on the Discord, I sent Aljo first, just because that's the smart bet going into this stylistically. Unfortunately for Sean O'Malley, bro, he has the style to make styles not work against him. But again, will that be the forever case? I don't think so. What about you?
Hey, that's a really good point. You have the style to mitigate all of the other styles working how they're supposed to against you, man. It's just a special character in Sean O'Malley, and we need to really quickly talk about what's next here. Does Aljamain Sterling, with 4 title defenses, the most title defenses in the bantamweight division, deserve is a really weird word to use in the UFC, but do you think that he has the merits to demand, if possible, a immediate rematch against Sean O'Malley?
I think he does, Derek. I think he does have the merits and the hit list and all the accolades that go behind it, man. Like you said, one of the best to do it, definitely in at least this modern era. But I don't think he's going to get it, to be honest with you, Derek. I don't think Aljo is going to be clamoring for that title shot. Just before this, he was talking about moving up a weight class. I think he's going to do that. Let Merab or let somebody else take the shot. I don't know. Do you think he's going to be clamoring?
I mean, Aljamain Sterling, he's already said it. He's like, if things go my way, I want the rematch. Sean O'Malley, when presented with that, said, next question. We're not going to entertain that. I'm going to get a bag against Cheeto Vera, which is going to be interesting. We'll talk about that. Potentially want to box Gervonta Davis. And then that's when you got the other contenders, the Corey Sandhagens, Marabs, Umar Nurmagomedov, even though he probably shouldn't be in title contention quite yet. But the point is, man, it just seems like Aljamain Sterling, depending on if he can get the rematch or not, it's going to solidify a lot of different things. It is going to hold up the bantamweight division, which is not what you want to see. But at the end of the day, the sugar show is here. It has arrived. And I think, AJ, and this is the final take, I think that this is the moment, this is the beginning point. August 19th, 2023 is the moment that the UFC revolution has begun. The O'Malley revolution has begun. I think the UFC will be changed forever because that's the magnitude of star that I think Sean O'Malley is. Do you agree or have any takes on that?
Mark your calendars, folks, because Derek said it best, man. 8/19, the Sugar Show has finally taken over, and I actually think you're right, Derek. We're gonna be seeing a transition of the style of fighters that are gonna be coming up, especially in the future, man. You get a lot of these kids watching nowadays. You see that slick striker moving around. He's knocking people out. He has the hair. He has the talk. He has the chains. Gold belt around his waist. I think we're in for a new era. And as a striker myself, man, I love it seeing it going forward. But then, what again, man, circular keeps on going because wrestlers will come back and it's going to be a fun one. But at least now, the strikers are on top.
And let's not forget that Sean O'Malley, when he started training for mixed martial arts, he did not start with boxing or jiu-jitsu or wrestling. He started training MMA. That is what I think we're going to be seeing for the next generation, the post-Sean O'Malley generation. But we will talk about it when that time comes. Big win by Sean O'Malley and new bantamweight